April 3rd, 2024 at 7:20 PM. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, traditionally, we would give an invocation now. If Ruth is here, would you like to give an invocation? Okay, Kim, would you call the roll?
Mayor Gatway,
Here.
Alderman Kessler,
Here.
Kidmeyer, here, Alderman Johnson,
Here.
Hungerbach,
Here.
Wanling,
Here.
Alderman Whitman.
Here.
All right. Consent,
Approve the consent agenda?
and a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Got a second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none, the consent agenda is approved. Public comments, Kim?
King,
I was out at Stonebridge yesterday, at the polling place for a few hours, and out there with me were 3 firefighters and EMS people supporting their candidate. And we started talking about Stump Road, and they couldn't believe that it was going to 3 lanes. And the EMS guys, first thing they said was, great, another raceway. And I said something to them about like a stop sign at one of the streets or the bump. And he said, you don't need to worry, that won't happen until something major happens there and we'll be getting called out for it. So I would stress, you guys need to do something to that before the EMS have to be called out. And that's all I got to say about it tonight.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Wilson, and I just wanted to take the time and say thank you for everything that was given to me. And I want to say thank you for all the aldermen right now, everyone from right to left. With the wisdom, the shared, talk to the mayor over the Easter egg hunt. Yes, the Easter egg hunt was pretty crazy, but growing city, growing community. I just want to make sure I say thank you, and I want to say thank you to Dardine Perry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan. Kim?
Cheryl Bratton,
My name is Cheryl Bratton. My husband, Pruden Bay Court in Inverness subdivision. I'm speaking this evening to share recent findings published by the Pew Research Center regarding apartment dwelling. Most of what I'm going to read has been taken from their website and a news story that was published just 2 days ago. The Pew Center is a nonpartisan fact tank that informs the public about issues, attitudes, and trends shaping our country and the world. They conduct public opinion polling, demographic research, content analysis, and other data-driven social science research. They do not take policy decisions, and their activities are almost exclusively funded through grants from the Pew Charitable Trust. It is a nonprofit, nonpartisan, and non-advocacy organization with 160 research teams which value independence, objectivity, accuracy, rigor, humility, transparency, and innovation. Because Pew Research Center aims to inform policymakers and the public by holding a mirror to society, it's important to them that they reflect society's many voices, backgrounds, and perspectives. Nope, I have it.
Talk into it, like straight into it.
central to the center's mission and is vital as to how they maintain their reputation for valid research. I don't think it's an exaggeration that our community's objection to more apartments being built in Dartbury was the reason so many people turned out to vote yesterday. The Pew 25% of all adults between the ages of 25 and 34 now live in multi-generational households. Multi-generational is defined by 2 or more adult generations living under the same roof. 68% of adults over the age of 18 live with their parents, and 20% of millennials have moved back home with their parents or never left. The primary reasons for the living arrangements are listed as debt due to student loans, the increasing necessity for younger people to serve as caregivers for an aging population, the cost of daycare for young families, inflation, and a younger adult's ability to save money while living at home in preparation for one day purchasing a single family home. According to the Pew Center, there is little to no interest in apartment living within the demographics I just described. Nationally, while many younger adults are currently debt-ridden, the Pew Center says they don't intend to be that way forever, and instead are looking to secure their futures by saving money through living with older relatives. I hope the board keeps this information in mind when future developments are proposed. And I'd like to congratulate Carlos.
Please, thank you.
Thanks, Mayor. Can we take a look at that microphone?
That's for the batteries.
Is there another speaker?
Yeah, we
Grab the mic, can we grab the mic? real
Grab the
quick?
mic for us, please.
Is it on? It was on, and I think it was, we talked about when it was like pointing a certain way.
I think what it is, it's a directional,
Directional.
it's directional and we might need to have speakers move closer to the receiver.
Well, no, speak square into it, not like this.
This is communicating with the
Okay,
receiver. This is
okay.
transmitting to a receiver.
Okay.
You hold
And
it,
if I do this, so it's okay? Yeah, so it's very much. Thanks, see, so.
Yeah. Kim?
David Gedemeyer.
Hello. My name's Dave Gittemeyer, and I live at 6 Juror Court. I would just like to say, I want to congratulate Ryan and Carla for winning their election. Also, I want to have some concerns about, in the past, Laura had 30+ signs stolen, and Ryan had 40+ signs stolen. I'm sure nobody on the board knows anything about this, but I just think it's ironic that the two that won had their signs, the most signs stolen. And ironic. Also, there was an accident, like Joel said, on Stump and N. Hopefully there wasn't no injuries. And in the future, with the road widening, I can only think of more accidents, more people being hurt. And I think solely responsible for the past and present board members that voted for this, some of that should be on your conscience. Thank you.
It seems to be liking me. Good evening, Mayor and Board. Centerra Springs opened for business in December 2020, 3 years ago. And the dead landscaping still hasn't been replaced part of the approved landscaping plan. Amy has made 3 pleas to the board to get this corrected. And I hear about it constantly every time I, I come into the subdivision. The trees, shrubs have missed out on 3 years of growth. And yeah, so I'm kind of tired of hearing her about why the city is not making them fix this. So I'm here again just to remind you, I know you're busy and it is an established business, but it's still bothering us. Um, so is the city still holding funds, deposits or escrows or whatever the agreement was? And when can we enforce it? Just beyond withholding those funds, is there anything that can be done? The last update was around a year ago, and I think the city engineer reviewed and deemed the landscaping plan and irrigation system inefficient, but that's about it. Thank you.
Speaker, okay, let's move on to new business.
Did you adopt resolution 379?
Got a motion to adopt resolution 379?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, resolution 379 is adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did?
Well, I talked to the city attorney, so this is the issue of the single occasion fireworks, the Elmar Gardens. So we have a process, permit application here in City Hall that allows for commercial displays of fireworks. That's what this applicant submitted. Though our ordinances don't outline such a process. The ordinance only really refers to the display of fireworks between a certain time period, which this applicant is requesting to be outside of that time. We also have now a private applicant making a similar request for, I think, sometime this month, or maybe it's May, for like a family reunion, which I told him I don't think he qualifies for, but when looking for qualifications, we have none such qualifications, because we really don't have any provision in our ordinance saying we should be doing this. We've done it in the past. This is something that we've been doing for I don't know how long, long before I got here. This permit application is old. Doesn't even look like any of the other applications it's so old. So it's looking for some direction from the board. I don't know, we've always allowed Belmont Gardens, they shoot them off from our property for their display. But it is something that we probably need to have some further direction on going forward. Maybe even some clarification in our ordinances. If we're going to have a permitting process for commercial displays such as this, whether it's Delmar Gardens or if we have an HOA that wants to do one.
Do we need
I mean,
to
if we
draft
want to
a
have
new
a-
ordinance? Do
What's
we
that?
need to draft a new ordinance or do we just modify the ordinance for that?
It would be drafting a new ordinance to modify the current code, because code only discusses fireworks displays. A prohibition of fireworks, but for the window that we've allowed, July 1st, if there's something like that, so. Something we need to consider, I mean, the board can still, I'm assuming, grant this, we have historically. But I think the staff would prefer to have some guardrails and guidelines as to how we want to be processing these kind of applications in the future.
Well, in that process, would that where we be putting where like the regulations of the size of what you can shoot off without a license?
Well, there's-
Stuff like that, that's.
So I mean, there's some, yeah, I mean, there's some state statutes
with this-
regarding to that, but I mean,
Right.
certainly we would tell people. If you're going to have a commercial display, then you would have to have commercial operator, purchase them from, a licensed dealer, et cetera, have somebody on staff. In charge of the display, notifying their SCAD and or, fire department to be prepared for unfortunate eventualities that could happen.
Yeah, but we would also have to include distance away from homes and residents and things that,
Well, we could, yeah,
I mean.
there's a lot.
It'd be crazy to allow, commercial display in a subdivision.
Yeah, this seems like a work session.
No,
topic to me.
it should be. I'm not asking for
Yeah.
all of it now, but I would like some direction if that is something we want to have a future work session on.
Well, before we get there, can I ask a couple just context questions?
Sure.
The Delmar Gardens, is that typically been shot off from Dick River?
Yes.
And is this the process we have used in the past
Yeah.
to allow it? The exact same? Okay.
That's when I saw it, I was just like, oh, they didn't do it last year, but oh, it looks like we're gonna do it again this year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So for the purpose of tonight's stuff, this is the same way it's been done for the past few years. I would ask, is there anyone on the board that would like to address anything differently?
Yeah, I just wanna make sure that there's not a concern with going forward with this one. And we can engage the fire department to make sure that they're all part of this process.
Is there anyone that would like to take that up?
I have no concerns with moving forward, but I would like to see it on a work session to discuss and identify our path moving forward.
I concur.
The other thing is I'd like to see it on work session sooner than later, considering what the delay is coming.
So we'll,
Yeah, so I would say next work session,
I concur.
I'd like to see something at least started.
yeah, we'll have something before the next meeting, some draft guidelines.
You gotta tell me about this thing. Consent agenda minutes.
Sorry,
Breaks.
Okay,
please continue with your resolution.
we'll,
We're done with the resolution.
Yeah.
Read Bill 2419 for the first time.
Second.
got a motion to read Bill 2419 for the first time and a second by Mike. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed or any against? Opposed, nays? Hear none. James, will you read Bill 2419 for the first time?
Bill 2419, an ordinance of the city of Garden Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement for the sale of city-owned 2008 Chevy Suburban.
Any discussion or debate? Just real quick, our old Suburban, it was the CERT vehicle. It went out to 3 different dealers and got 3 different, prices, got a really good, price from
Fallon GMC.
GMC. And, I mean, it's my recommendation, that we go ahead and,
We didn't put it on Facebook Market.
well,
All right, just joke.
okay,
Move
So
for
we're-
second reading.
Can I just ask, so we're selling it to O'Fallon GMC?
yes. Yes. Unless you want to buy it. Oh,
Oh, thank you.
I'll move for second. reading.
got a motion for a second reading by Justin, a second by Mark. All in favor? Any opposed? Hear none. James, will you read Bill 2419 for a second time?
Bill 2419, an ordinance of the city of Garden Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement for the sale of a city-owned 2008 Chevrolet Suburban.
Any discussion or debate?
For roll call vote.
Got a motion for a roll call
Second.
vote. Justin, second by Pete.
No,
Would you call
wait,
roll?
sorry, just wait a second. Is it 2419 or 2420? Ron?
2419.
Okay. Thank you.
Call
Aye.
Alderman Whitman,
Aye.
Alderman Goodmeyer,
Aye.
Alderman Wanling,
Aye.
Alderman Castlo.
Aye.
Alderman Hungerford.
Aye.
Ordinance 2300.
And I declare Bill 2419 as ordinance 2300. All right, I entertain a motion to read Bill 2420.
So moved.
Got a motion by Justin,
Second.
second by Pete. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none. James, will you read Bill 2420?
Sure. Bill 2420, an ordinance of the city of Garden Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to negotiate and execute an agreement with Union Electric Company, DB Ameren, Missouri, a Missouri corporation, for relocation of electrical facilities associated with the Stump Road project.
Any discussion or debate?
I have some questions.
Okay.
Okay. How much does this cost the city? I see in the back, there's an exhibit Ameren dated February 20th to 24. I know that one of the residents, Joe King, called Ameren asking what the cost is going to be either today or yesterday and was told they didn't know. So I'm just wondering, what is the cost? They said you should ask your city, what is the cost? Who is paying Ameren? And this appears to be
So,
some
so
additional.
last month, the question was about Spire, in which Mr. King contacted Spire, asking how much their relocation of the line was going to cost the city. And the response was, contact the city, they should know. We're not paying Spire. As for Ameren, this was part of the original conversation we had months ago. And also is being paid 80% by the St. Charles County Road Board. So whatever 20% of $15,000 is, so $3,000 is what the city will ultimately not be reimbursed.
Okay, so the one dated February 20th, that amount, even though he was asking about it, they didn't tell him that amount, but you're saying that's the amount it's based on.
It's the amount that's in the ordinance. I believe it's 15 and change.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
3,154 is 20% of the 15,772.
But we will pay the amount, we will be reimbursed as part of the grant project or grant process through our reimbursement request, St. Charles County Road.
Just a real quick statement, as I am employed by Ameren, I'm going to recuse myself from this vote.
Okay, any more discussion or debate? Entertain a motion to read Bill 2420.
For a second reading.
Got a motion for a second reading?
Second.
Got a second by Mark, first by Justin, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. James, will you read Bill 2420 for a second time?
Bill 2420, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to negotiate and execute an agreement with Union Electric Company, DBA, Ameren, Missouri Corporation for relocation of electrical facilities associated with Stump Road project.
Okay, any discussion or debate?
For roll call
Got a
vote.
motion for a roll call vote by Justin? Second,
Second.
second by Keith. Kim, would you call the roll?
Alderman Wanling,
Aye.
Alderman Underbach,
Aye.
Alderman Whitman,
Aye.
Alderman Gettemeyer,
Aye.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kessler.
Okay,
Ordinance 2301.
I declare Bill 2420 as ordinance 2301. Okay, old business. We have a bill that we read for the first time last meeting. And a motion for a second reading.
Move.
Justin,
Second.
got a second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? James, will you read Bill 2415 by title only the second time?
Sure, Bill 2415, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, approving a conditional use permit for certain property located between 1120 and 1150 Fazee Road, commonly known as Darden Prairie Plaza.
Any discussion or debate?
I have a question.
Yep.
All right. In the last meeting, and we talked about the lot having a big drop off and probably being, I'll just say somewhat problematic and costly to develop. There was a comment in the last board meeting that I should have followed up on that said the city was paying some of the costs for the development. They were going to help with something. And I just wanted to get some clarification as needed as to what that amount is, if any, because again, it was mentioned in a meeting and I'm just following.
What meeting was that mentioned in? The
The
city's
Board
not
of
paying.
Alderman meeting, there was some sort of dialogue or comment that the city was, and I just want to clarify, if there is not, I can certainly go back and listen to that YouTube video again, but I believe I heard that there was something. So I just wanted, I just wanted to clarify.
There's nothing the city is paying. for this
Okay,
project.
thank you.
It's a privately funded project.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, anybody else? Motion for a roll call vote?
So move.
Mark? Second?
Second.
Second by Justin. Kim, would you call the roll?
Alderman Whitman,
Nay.
Alderman Gettemeyer,
Nay.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Kessler,
Nay.
Alderman Underbach,
Aye.
Alderman Wondling,
Nay.
Okay, bill does not pass. Okay, staff communication, city attorney,
I have nothing.
city engineer, go ahead, Tom.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like
30.
to touch on three things. Town Square, the design of that project has been turned in to MoDOT. And we're ahead of schedule on that design, awaiting their review comments. The County Road Board, very significant submittal that we just completed at the end of last week, which will help up to about $300,000 additional funding if we receive their blessing, go ahead to help with the Henning Road TAP grant. We included information to do a new bridge deck coating on that, which is worth another $125,000. And then lastly, on Stump Road, James and I have been having discussion, and we're waiting to meet with the HR Green and the contractor to see what is possible for any improvements downstream of the creek channel improvements. And so that's forthcoming. James and I cannot make that determination by ourselves. We have to have input from HR Green and from the contractor to see what material, if they will move any material downstream to help with bank erosion. And it's really kind of depends on that with the contractor, and we will help try to facilitate some negotiations. But for instance, what material will be available to move and those kinds of things. A lot of that will depend on what pavement thicknesses are available and what material will be suitable for that potential improvement. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Tom. City administrator, James,
I have nothing further.
nothing further? Alderman,
I'd like to throw out one thing in particular as it relates to Bill 2415. Obviously, I won't be here after the second half of next week, but when it goes through and does all the work that they've done putting into something. Obviously, we had a lot of nice, healthy discussion last time. I think before we get nose straight across the board, in order, we should be letting the community know why we're saying. I was certainly on the fence about whether or not I thought that was the highest and best use, but I don't think it's straight nose without any explanation.
Yeah, and to that note, I plan to give my explanation right now. So, at least for my vote, I can speak for my vote. You know, it was the idea of a Goodwill venue there to, you know, receiving venue is something that was sweetened with, there was commercial activity there, but the size of our city and the importance of those commercial spots, to me, in my opinion, is losing that without gaining any commercial activity was what turned me over the fence. And I understand that you put money in and you needed an answer, and you know, I wish it could have been something different, but you know, that is my assessment is that we need the commercial activity, and without that, that's where my vote. Sorry, what?
well, we're limited on what commercial, because they originally wanted to do kind of a restaurant, but there's a agreement with, there's agreement with Quick Trip that can't
I
have.
understand, yeah, and without that, the new proposed design is devoid of commercial activity. So,
Yeah, I really hope, and this message gets back to the owner of that lot. They can work something out with the Quick Trip or something that will make that a little bit more palatable to be used as a commercial lot, because if they're going to sell it as a commercial lot in the commercial district, we've got an uphill road.
I agree, and the concern I heard from the traffic, and that was one of the other determining factors, but I expressed that in the last meeting, that without the commercial development, it didn't bring much to the city for us. That's what we're looking to build this city forward.
And my no vote was related to the traffic concerns. We already know Prairie Encore is going to bring a lot of congestion and traffic to that area, and adding something into the mix without even knowing what we already are going to have, to me, seems premature. Did want to make a comment about which I believe is this Saturday. There's they call it a clean stream, but it's an opportunity for residents, board members, et cetera, to volunteer. I think it's on the 10th. The 6th or the 6th, I'm sorry, the Saturday? Yes, the Saturday, the 6th. I'm retired, I'm losing track of time, I guess, but yeah, so it's a Saturday. And it's a good opportunity to, help the community.
I would be happy to be there.
Oh, there you go.
Has anybody participated in that?
I have, Mayor.
I'm sorry, it's
Clean
the,
stream.
yeah, clean stream this Saturday.
It's, not just the creek and the streams, but I mean, it's
Parks, right?
parks and stuff like that. And it's a really good opportunity to, get with the community and lend a hand, put some things up.
Other thing I have to say is I'd like to welcome Carla and Ryan to our board as soon as the vote's certified. I'll more than pleasure to looking forward to working with both of you.
Yes.
Yeah. One more thing, tomorrow night here at City Hall, Darden Prairie's been chosen to host Taste of the County, $20 per person for 10 and up. There's gonna be a lot of vendors out there, a lot of really cool stuff, great community event. Come on out, and support. It is put on by, what is it? Our Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. So come on out from 5 to 7. I'll be here with the family. Like to see you.
What's the concert?
Also doing piano.
Julian.
What more can you ask?
Yeah, we got Julian Dan, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty good.
I hope it warms up. Maybe we ought to have a bonfire on the stage. What do you think?
I'd like to add a couple more things as well. First, I'd like to, Alderman Gittemeyer, quietly just showed her hand, and I'd like to offer her a, warm and hearty congratulations on your retirement. So, from your day job.
From my day job.
And also a congrats and welcome, to Ryan and Carla. Look forward to working with you guys over the next couple of years. So that being said, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I'm gonna do my spiel. I'm gonna continue. It's been 1 year since since as one of the newer aldermen here. I know Alderman Gittemeyer as well, but thank you guys for coming out. It's been a great year. I appreciate everybody coming out and participating, and thanks to St. Charles County for continuing to provide a sense of security over this rowdy bunch we've got here.
Okay, anybody else? I'd like to give my congratulations. I know I called Ryan and Carla last night. Congratulate them, but again, I'd like to congratulate you. I know Carla has my cell phone number. Hopefully you got it now, right, Ryan? You're welcome to call me anytime about any issue that you want to talk about. And my door is wide open. I'll meet you anywhere you want to meet. Okay, and hopefully we can get some things moving forward. So, congratulations. And I think that's about it. I made previous arrangements to head out of town in the morning, so I probably will not be for the first time at the taste. I've made everyone. So,
I'll be there.
hey.
I'll leave enough for you.
If they have the margarita table, do one of each flavor for me. Great.
Oh, good turn.
Kim, I know. Kim likes the peach one. Yeah. So, okay, got a motion to adjourn by Justin, or was it Keith?
Justin.
Justin, second by Mike.
Hearing somebody over there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, the Board of Aldermen meeting is adjourned.
Dave, that looks suspiciously like a land shark longer. We're drinking.
Not mine. That's all here's now. So on
That Dave, David's, you're gonna drink and it looks just like a yellow land shark.
We talked about it.